How are you, Ramananusaran Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. How are you?
Very well. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, Prabhuji. So, how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I know. Thank you for the help, Prabhu. Appreciate.
No problem, Prabhuji. Yeah.
I'm okay now.
Mhm.
In fact, last night I just went for Harina.
Oh,
I
nice,
was just,
Prabhuji.
uh, I was just, moving around, played harmonium a little bit, and that's all about. We can start now. So you are seeing my screen, right?
Yes, Prabhu. We are on the screen.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरयेत् नमः भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नस्तकी हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुश्री देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्ति वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव बिंद की जय इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन जय प्रभुपाद की जय सिंबल भक्त बिंद की जय नित्य गौर प्रेमनंदी हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा सॉरी फॉर not having class last 2 weeks I believe yes so 1 week I was out of country and then last week I was sick. So we had to cancel the class, but I think we'll resume now and we'll try to go through it quicker. So we are in 13th chapter, which is pretty good. We should be soon, finishing this first canto. Dayasindu Mataji said, I have internet issue. Please bear with me. Yeah, Mataji had some issue yesterday also. So 13th chapter, Dhṛtarāṣṭra quits home. This is a very philosophical chapter because these are two segments that talks about a lot of deeper philosophy and good learning opportunity. I really like this chapter a lot because of the philosophy that is involved in the class. So the chapter begins. Vidura has returned. The fighting a battlefield has very much kind of at the end or has finished, and then he's chastising Dhṛtarāṣṭra that leave this place. Why you are here? So that chastisement is very powerful. We heard a lot of powerful instructions coming from Vidura. Be aware that Vidur Maharaj, when he came back during his pilgrimage, he was in touch with Maitreya Muni, who is god brother of Prasar Muni. So there he got a lot of instructions from Maitreya Muni, who is a very very advanced devotee. So he's coming back with that force, and with that force, when we talked to Dhṛtarāṣṭra got convinced, and Dhṛtarāṣṭra basically with Gandhari left Hastinapur. So when Gandhari and Dhṛtarāṣṭra left Hastinapur, then Yudhishthira Maharaj started lamenting. Oh, in this such a old age, uh, these personalities are living, they're going to live in the forest, how they can survive. They were whole life living as a king. They had servants, they had maid servant to take care of them. Now they're going to live in the forest. How they can live in the forest? Who will cook for them? What they will eat? They're going to eat fruits and roots in the forest. How they will survive? So thinking all of that, Yudhishthira Maharaj started lamenting. No, 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 where they have gone, why they have gone. can we bring them back? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj wants them to bring them back. He doesn't want them to go in the forest and go through, the suffering that normally is in the forest. So that's the content, context we have today. We are going to basically see how Narad Muni. So when Maharaj Yudhishthira started lamenting, as you know, whenever there is need, Narad Muni comes, right, in Bhagavatam. So Narad Muni is coming, and then Narad Muni is again giving a dose of teaching, powerful teaching. So we'll try to get through those discussions, how Narad Muni is teaching Rishi Maharaj to not lament after departure of Dhṛtarāṣṭra and uh, Gandhari. So that's the discussion we will have. And then the last part is Narad Muni is convincing Rishi Maharaj that there is no need to lament. They are in the right time. They have to do this for their future. And then Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, Mother Gandhari, they are in the forest. They are doing tapasya, Ashtanga Yoga, and we had very nice discussion last class why they were chosen to do Ashtanga Yoga, because they had made offense against the devotee, so they were not qualified to do devotional service. Very important lesson right there, that if we be offensive to the devotee, then Krishna would not award the devotional service. So he is finally in his last moment doing Ashtanga Yoga, and through his Ashtanga Yoga he became so powerful, so powerful, so powerful that fire came out of his body and he burned to ashes. And then as he was burning, Mother Gandhari also jumped into it and she also finished. So that's how both Dhritarashtra and Mother Gandhari got liberated. Okay, so that is the story. So last part, I'll just, I told you the story, that's the story. So I'm not going to get through the last part into the detail, but this teaching of Narad Muni is very important for us. So let us try to little bit understand what exactly he's teaching. And this teaching is very, very practical and applicable for us as
Prabhu,
well.
I have one question on this.
Yeah, boliye.
Yeah, Gandhari is blindfolded, and so both are blind now. So how can they go to the forest or anything? It means Gandhari opened her eyes, or what
No,
exactly?
no, they didn't open the eyes. The
Uh,
Gandhari would never open the eye.
uh,
And Dhritarashtra also was blind. They were dropped into the forest. They were left, and this discussion will come, that which part of the forest they were left. So yes, they
I
didn't.
think Kunti Mata is also with them, right? She
No,
went
no,
along with them.
no. Kunti Mata is not there.
So only they two went, Prabhuji?
Yeah, only they two went. Yes, Prabhu. Kunti Mataji is on the final journey with Pandavas.
Yeah. But Vidura went with them, right?
No, Vidura did not. Vidura, he did not. He again left the Hastinapur, and he was a devotee. So, oh, you are saying that did they go with uh, Maharaj Dhritarashtra to leave them in the forest?
no, I think
No, but
there
nobody
is
stayed with them.
someone.
Nobody stayed. Huh?
Kunti might be there.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard, Prabhuji. Yeah, Kunti
Okay.
also went along with them, along with those two people. They three went.
No, I did not hear like that. I heard like what Prabhuji is saying that
Yes,
Kunti Mata is there.
Kunti. There might be different version, Prabhu,
Versions,
but
yeah.
Mhm.
Kunti Mata did not go with Dhritarashtra. In Vedic culture, uh, the elder brother, right, and the wife of the younger brother, they don't come closer. You know that, right?
Mhm.
Like there will be always, some degree of cult in between them.
Hmm.
So even in fact, in our the place where we belong to, it's called Bhavo, like the daughter, the wife of a younger brother, and the elder would not even see. Right now, they will always have that curtain and they would never come across. So I don't think that that happened. That part of the story I don't know, but there might be somewhere it mentioned. I don't know, Prabhu, at this point, I would say. As I know, Mother Quinty did not go. So Narad Muni is arriving when Yudhishthir Maharaj is lamenting again, right? Narad Muni always comes. So Maharaj Yudhishthir asked Narad Muni, I do not know where my two uncles and ascetic aunt have gone. You are like the captains of a ship in a great ocean, and you can direct us to our destination. So Narad Muni started talking. So background is clear, right? That Yudhishthira Maharaj is lamenting and then he's asking. So Narad Muni is saying, Ma kanchana sucho rajan yadishwara vasam jagat lokah sapala yasya me bhanti balim ishutuhu sa samayunkati bhutani saeva viu ankati cha. So he's saying that Ma kanchana sucho rajan, O Rajan, O Yudhishthira Maharaj, Ma sucha, you don't lament. Why? Yadishwaro Vasam Jagat. This whole world is under the control of Supreme Lord Ishwara. Loka, either it's ordinary person or Sapala, or either the ruler, doesn't matter who they are. Everybody is under the supervision of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is powerful instruction, right? Bhanti Balim Ishutuhu. And how they are carrying away, they are being carried away like the leaf is carries, the way leaf is being carrying or carried in water. So in the river, when water is flowing, you would see that the leaves are flowing from the trees, and as water is flowing, the leaves on the top of the river, through the wave, it's flowing. So all the living being in the material world, doesn't matter, either they are the ordinary being or they are the leaders. All of them are under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sham Yunkati means they are coming together, or Vyunkati, they are separating. It's all meeting and separation is happening due to will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Can you believe? We all are from different places, right? And we are here together performing devotional service, right? So there is a thread. That thread, it's all happening because of the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Narad Muni is saying to Yudhishthira Maharaj, don't worry, don't cry. No, you have no control over it. This meeting and separation, doesn't matter who they are. It's all happening. Yadishwara Vasam Jagat, by the Ishwara, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by His will, by His desire. Isn't it a good statement, Prabhus?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
It's very good, it's very good statement. So that's why we should have respect of the people who we are meeting also, especially those personalities who we have given chance to do the devotional service, because there is some prior arrangement that Krishna is working through, and we don't know. By the way, I would not know, right? I would not know. Maybe in previous life we were brother. I don't know, or maybe dad or son, father or son, sister. I don't know, sister, brother, wife, and husband. We don't know all the prior arrangement, but somehow or other in this life, we all have come together and we are performing bhakti. So Narad Muni is saying that they are your aunt and cousin and all of that is there, but you should know that all of these aunt and uncles, that you have right now, or cousins that you had, all the arrangement is under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you don't know what happened in your past life. Everything has come together. That arrangement has been done by Supreme Personality of Godhead. So separation and meeting, all of that is managed by Supreme Lord. And then he gives a very, very beautiful example that is applicable to us. He says, Yatha gao nasi protaj tantayam badhasya dambehi Vak tantayam namavir baddha bhanti balimishituhu. So he says that yatha gao nasi protas. Cows, cows are controlled by putting the nose ring, you know. So if you go in India, I don't see here, but in India, you'll see that each cow has nose ring, you know, nakel we call it in Sanskrit. So, and then that nose ring has rope, and through that rope, cows are tied up, you know. So this is beautiful. I don't know if we uh, take that as it is presented here, but since it's coming from Srimad Bhagavatam, we should take it as it is. It's extremely important information. He says, as cow is tied up with their nose by a rope, likewise all the conditioned living beings are tied up by the rope of Vedic teaching. So this is very important to understand. What are the Vedic injunctions? This is talking about, you know, prescribed duty, what to be done, what not to be done. Okay, so there are three terms here used: cow and nose ring and rope. Okay, so cow here refers to conditioned living being. All the conditioned living being, they are tied up with nose ring, and this nose ring here is compared with guna, and the long rope is considered with Vedic teaching, Vedic injunctions. So Vedic teaching will tell us what to be done and what not to be done, what one should do, what one should not do, what is to be done, how one should conduct their life. You know, there is pros and cons. If you do this, you will have this benefit. If you do that, you'll have this, you know, type of discredit. So we all the conditioned human being are bound by guna and by the Vedic injunctions. So your uncle and aunt, they were also a conditioned living being, and they are bound. They were bound. Now they have to follow the Vedic teaching. And what is the Vedic teaching? That once you are done with your so-called responsibility of the society, then you should give your life for the devotional service. Prepare for the next life. You know, you cannot have whole life working for your sons and daughters and grandsons and daughters and this and that. You know, this is never ending, right? So at some point, you have to align your line your life with Vedic teaching, the knowledge that is presented in Veda. And Veda talks about, again, in Bhagavad Gita, we have talked about Niskam Karma Yoga, we have talked about Gyan Yoga, we have talked about Ashtanga Yoga, and we have talked about Bhakti Yoga also. So all of that is, you know, presented in the Vedic teaching, right? So at some point, you have to basically get out of what you have been doing and try to align your life with the Vedic teaching. And based on your qualification, what you deserve for, Krishna will give you the inspiration to follow the path. So don't get so connected. It's not only with your aunt and uncle, but this is with lokaha, sapalaha, doesn't matter who they are. This law applies with everybody. And then he says another beautiful verse. He says, Yatha krido upaskaranam samyoga bigamavah iha ikchaya kriditu shatam tathaiva ikchaya nirnam. So when kids are playing, when they are playing, according to their desire, they will come up with some structure. They will, use the playthings that's given to that kid, and he will come up with some sort of a structure. And as soon as he wanna play with that structure, he will maintain it, he will retain it, he will enjoy it, he will play with it. And when he's done, he'll just disperse everything and he will leave. So as a player sets up and disperses his playthings according to his own sweet will, so the supreme will of the Lord brings men together and separate them. So Narad Muni is saying that see the bigger hand behind it. Don't just get very much focused on how you perceive certain things. See the hand behind it, and this is Lord's plan. Yan manyase dhruvam lokam adhruvam vana chobhayam sarvatha nahi sochaste snehad anyatra mohajat. He said, Yan manaye dhruvam lokam. Even you understand that this material world is soul. We all living beings are soul or adhruvam, or its body. Dhruvam or dhruvam. Dhruvam means something that is permanent, and adhruvam means something that is changeable. So soul is permanent and body changes. So it doesn't matter. Cha ubhayam, doesn't matter which one you consider. Either you consider that we are the soul, or you consider we are the body. Doesn't matter how we consider. At the end of the day, either it's combination of matter or spirit. It's all is destined to be completely separated. It is destined to be completely disintegrated. Okay, and putting your affection with either understanding of a soul or understanding of the body is nothing but illusory. So what he's trying to say is that, let me explain you. If something is eternal, then why you have to lament for it? You should not lament for it, because if something is eternal, then eternity is going to be maintained. Yanmanyasya dhruvam lokam. If we are the soul, so he's not saying that we are the soul, you should not worry. We are the. He's saying that it doesn't matter how you consider it. Very generic teaching, very basic teaching. Doesn't matter how you consider yourself. You consider yourself as a soul, or you consider yourself as a body. Dhruvam or adhruvam. It's really doesn't make much sense. Why? Because if it's dhruvam, it's going to have eternal existence. It will exist. So why to lament? Krishna says, in Bhagavad Gita, right? Not to lament. Dhṛtarāṣṭra muyati. Why you have to lament? And if it's matter, the matter has to deteriorate. It cannot retain its integrity all the way. It has to deteriorate. So then, what is the point? This lamentation is nothing but illusory affection. That's a very important point. So we have some practical application, right? Sometimes lamentation for certain thing, or joy for certain thing. For a devotee, neither is acceptable, because why there is nothing to lament. If we understand the philosophy, what to lament for? Body I can't control. I have been deteriorating over the time. Body is going down. If I'm soul is eternal. It's going to stay there. Mataji, please what you would like to ask or share?
Yes, Prabhuji. So one question here. So when our loved ones depart from this world, or we see others' loved ones departed from this world, how to then, if we do not have any feelings, meaning of, if we remember this shloka, for this shloka, there is no need to lament. So how would we look at other people who are going through the suffering, and how can we show compassion to them? We cannot say something like this, okay, the body has to perish one day, and it is not going to satisfy their heart.
Right. So, Mataji, this is a good point, critical question. I don't think that if the prior teaching is not there, if prior understanding is not there, then I don't think that we should say like that. If somebody who is not believing in the uh, philosophy of soul or body, or have no understanding of soul or body, in that crucial moment, if we say, "Oh, why you are crying? He was not a body. He was just given this body for this lifetime. He's a soul." Then that might not uh, go through. That might not be right thing to do. But this is for people who have constant learning. Sometimes people in knowledge also may get misled, and then a learned persons like a spiritual master or Narad Muni or somebody can come and just quickly say that, why are you forgetting the teaching? Then right away, that person will take in a very positive way. If the person has a prior knowledge, a person knows, then giving instruction at that moment will enlighten that person. Oh, thank you, thank you. I was getting a little bit confused. But if someone who is not exposed to this teaching, somebody who is not, very familiar with the concept of soul or body, to that person, we have to give them the support that is needed at that moment. And if you look at the life of Srila Prabhupada, right, they say that the perfect teacher is the one who knows how to depart knowledge to different person. Depending on the consciousness of the person, a perfect teacher will depart the knowledge that will give the some degree of console to the person. So I would say that if someone is not familiar with this philosophy and somebody departed in the family, we should not be telling this thing. But at the same time, we should try to provide the support, and support you can provide depending on what's the consciousness of the person is. If that person uh, has some understanding, then you can impart some knowledge, or you have to just not even talk about it, not talk about this soul and body. You have to just say that, why you are crying, why you are lamenting. This is not only happening with you. Everybody else is going through the same situation. Who has stayed here? Death is 100%, sure. Everybody has to die one day. So you have to find out what would be the message appropriate for that person at that time. But at the same time also, we start lamenting, that also is not good. What do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji, absolutely. I was just thinking that if we go by the teaching, it looks as if we do not have a heart.
Yeah, yes. No. Yes. Teaching is not needed all the time, Mataji. Teaching is needed when the person next to you are qualified to accept. Narad Muni is talking to Yudhishthira Maharaj, because Yudhishthira Maharaj is Yudhishthira Maharaj, Dharmaraj, he knows all of this. But he is getting confused, or he is getting impacted by the illusory energy of Supreme Lord due to affection he has for his aunt and uncles. But after hearing this teaching is needed for Yudhishthira Maharaj to pacify. This teaching is for Yudhishthira Maharaj. This teaching is needed. But somebody who is not on the platform of bhakti, this teaching is not needed at all. To pacify that person, you have to have a different teaching. You know? And that is why, I mean, if you, just a simple example is doctor gives the prescription based upon the disease, right?
Yes, yes.
So as a perfect doctor, you have to first diagnose, what the disease that person has, and then give the medicine. Fourth, five, sixth chapter of the first canto, the discussion between uh, Narad Muni and Vyasdev is based on this concept. Narad Muni is first diagnosis. He is doing the diagnosis to find out what is the main cause of lamentation of Vyasdev, and then after that he tells that here is the problem. So I think as a devotee we have to be very, very sensitive, and in a modern term, I know all of you, so I can use this term. In modern term, in ISKCON there is a term that we use. It's called PDS. It's called pure devotee syndrome. Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah. So pure devotee syndrome is artificially, trying to be uh, too much of a pure devotee and not understand that what is the practical aspect of certain thing. So you can see that, PDS. You can see people pretending to be pure devotee, but their understanding is not there. They don't understand that at this moment this is not right. So these are all of the maturity. The longer we practice Krishna consciousness, the more we engage in devotional service. Krishna gives that maturity. Shastric understanding also help us get matured to understand what should be spoken and what should not.
And one more question, Prabhuji, in
Yeah.
this, if you allow. So, so when Srila Prabhupada departed from this material world, how was the reaction of the disciples? Because they were intimately connected,
Yes.
and
Almost more or less everybody lamented. Everybody lamented. Everybody cried. Everybody felt the vacuum of His Divine Grace not being around. Everybody felt that Prabhupada should have stayed longer. But but their feeling was not based on the bodily relationship. Their uh, their lamentation was that Prabhupada was such a qualified person. He was giving us the instruction what to do, what not to do. Prabhupada. So their lamentation was on the spiritual platform, but there was some pain. There was separation. But soon, they realized that this is nature, law of nature. Everybody has to one day die. Prabhupada was, in fact, telling, that time is coming now. I will have to wrap up my pastime. And Prabhupada knew that I'm not going to be here forever. So there was, there is separation. If I would have something happening in my life, are you not going to be sad? You'll be very sad. Or if, any one of us would have something, would be very sad, would be crying. Oh, Prabhu was so nice. But then you would say, oh, Prabhu was very nice. There is spiritual relationship. Prabhu, being around us, he was giving us guidance. He was, whatever, So you see my, presence in your life more on a spiritual term versus just my body getting lost. You know that I'm not a body, right? I'm soul. Soul departed to the next destination. But then the lamentation has different background. So you know that there are three guna: ignorance and passion and goodness. Lamentation will be in each guna, right, Mataji?
Yes.
But lamentation in ignorance will be high, 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 high. You were this, and the cause will be ignorance. You were filling us, you were giving us the food. Due to you, I had my sense gratification. Now you gone. What I can do? In the passion would be something else. In the goodness, something else. So there would be, some degree of pain, no doubt about it. But then the reasoning behind that pain would be different. Whenever I know, uh, whenever, in fact, the song that we sing on the disappearance day is the song of lamentation. Jianilo Premadhana, right? In that
Yes.
song, you know, uh, Kotha Gele, where is my, Narottam Das Thakur?
Yes.
Where is, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, right? This is lamentation, right?
Yes.
That's that song of the lamentations, and
Actually,
and in
now
fact,
when you are speaking all this, it seems like even though they are lamenting in separation, but then due to that, they are also experiencing the union because um, they are saying they're lamenting as if they're not here, but constantly remembering them is keeping them in union with them.
yes. Plus, also lamenting for a advanced person's separation is good for the spiritual advancement.
Yes, yes. Yeah, probably they'll remember all the instructions given by, and maybe and get more enthusiastic about.
Yes, follow the footstep of the person.
Right.
And when Prabhupada departed, there was vacuum, right? Most of the disciple, they didn't know how to do, how to handle, because they were very much relying on the instruction that was coming from His Divine Grace Prabhupada. And we had a downfall moment in our society, you know that, right?
Mhm.
Many of those sannyasi, they dropped out, they had issue in their personal life because right after Prabhupada departure, they didn't know how to handle. So what I'm trying to say is there any impact? Yes, there is impact. If a prime minister of a country dies, there will be some impact on the progress of the country and all of that. But at the same time, as a advanced soul, one has to know the higher reason, and that's what Narad Muni is teaching. That
Mhm.
this is you can't control. I know you are crying, and it's natural also to have this lamentation, but this is all controlled by Supreme Personality of Godhead. you know. Then he's see this 45 verse, then he says tasmad means therefore, jahi anga vaikalvyam ajnana kritam atmanah katham tau anatah karpana varte rams techa mam vina chate mam vina. Therefore, give up your anxiety. This is nothing but agyan kritam atmanah. This is the this is nothing. This anxiety is nothing. See here, Narad Muni is saying, this anxiety is nothing but is just the ignorance of the self, not knowing who we are, not know who the person is. And katham tau anataha kripana, you are now thinking kripana means these poor people. They are in the old age now, right? Helpless person. How varte tarams techa mambina. How they are going to be taken care. Who is going to take care of them? Techa mambina, without me, right? Mom, me, us, vina, without, so without me, me here, Yudhishthira Maharaj, you are thinking that without me, who is going to take care of these helpless people, because they are old now? And Nad Muni is saying this is nothing but just the ignorance. Because don't forget that everything Everybody in the material world, they are nourished. Their desire is fulfilled by Supreme Personality of Godhead. We as a human being work. We work for our food. But there are creatures, they don't work, they don't go to office. They eat more than us. Prabhupada always give the example of elephants. They eat tons, but are they hungry? No. They are not hungry. They are getting food. So don't worry. This is all happening from will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kal Karma, this is beautiful, beautiful verse. You also, remember this verse. Next 2-3 verses are extremely beautiful. Kal Karma Guna Adhino, Dehu Ayam Pancha Bhautikaha, Katham Manyamstu Gopayet, Sarpgrasto Yathaparam. This is extremely beautiful verse, Mataji. Extremely beautiful. Kal Karma Guna Adhino, all the living being, all of us. Guna, Kal, and Karma. Adhino means under the control. All the living being who are made of Panch Bhautikaha, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Panch Tattva Nirmit Adham Sarira. This human body is made of these 5 elements. All of this living being, they are made of 5 elements and they are under the control of Kal, time, Karma, action, and Guna, modes of material nature. Everybody, there is nobody who is free from this. Kathamanyams to Gopayat, then who you are to even think about saving somebody. This is little bit heavier statement. And then he says, Sarpo Grasto Yathaparam. A person who is in the jaw of a snake, who is almost going to be swallowed by the snake any moment. How he can think about saving others. So all the living beings in the material world are under the jaw of a snake, Kal, Karma, Guna. And anytime death can come to anybody. So why unnecessarily you are thinking that you can save somebody? You are already under the jaw of a serpent. Living beings are already under the jaw of a serpent. And then this verse is for the memorization. Ahastani sahastanam apadani chatushpadam falguni tatra mahatam jiyo jivasya jivanam. You should remember this verse. Ahastani sahastani apadani chatushpadam falguni tatra mahatam jiyo jivasya jivanam. So ahastani sahastanam. In the material world, one who does not have hand, hastani means hand, aha means no. So the one who does not have hand are the food for sahastanam, one who has hand. Apadani chatuspadam, the one who does not have leg are food, are devoured by one who has 4 leg. Falguni tatra mahatam. Falguni means the weak. Weak is subsistence. Weak is supported by the Mahatam, the great person. Jiva Jivasya Jivanam. In the material world, they say life comes from life, right? You see the Prabhupada's book title, Life Comes from Life. So, Jiva Jivasya Jivanam. The living being are cause of survival of other living being. Tadidam Bhagwan Rajan. एक आत्मा आत्मनम स्वदृक् अंतरो अनंतरो भवति पश्यतम mayorodha. He says, then at this time, O king, you should look to Supreme Lord. You should look to the Supreme Lord only, who is one without a second, and who maintain himself by different energies inside and outside. So that one Supreme Personality of Godhead, this is the same prayer Queen Quinty had said. This is the similar prayer when Gajendra was caught by crocodile, then Gajendra is saying. So this similar theme comes at different places. So he's saying that, O king, you should only look at the Supreme Lord. Who is the Supreme Lord? Swadrik. He is one without a second. Okay, so there is nothing but his energies, and through his energies, he is inside. He's inside as a super soul, and he's outside as the material manifestation. In his different energy, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead is present everywhere. So you yourself should not feel that you are the cause, or your aunt and uncle has left, and without you they are going to suffer. No, it's all coming from Supreme Personality of God. This is the same Supreme Lord, only one, without a second. He says Swadrik word is being used here. You know, he's Atma of Atmanam. He is the soul of all the soul, super soul, who is inside, he is outside. Namaste Pursatvadyam, Ishwara Prakriti Param, Alaksham Sarabhutanam, Antarbharavasthitam. Same thing Kunti is saying, Kunti Maharani is saying. Very similar prayer. Kunti Maharani is saying too. So he's saying that this is the same Lord inside and outside. So don't get confused that you are the cause and you could give them protection. That's how the teaching is being concluded. Then he says, understand the mission of Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is present as all devouring time, and this statement has come again and again and again and again. Can you all remember where Krishna was indicated as a time in many instances? Can you remember some of the instances where Krishna was represented as all devouring time? Devotees, can we remember one or two examples? स्वयमद्य महाराज भगवान भूत भावन काल रूपो. See, काल रूपो अवतीर्णो अश्यम abhaya shura dvisham. So he's saying that, oh Maharaj Yudhishthir, this Bhut Bhavan, the well-wisher of all living being, has appeared, Avatirno has appeared as Kal Roop, as all devouring time. And Abhaya Shura Dvisham, and he is going to annihilate everyone who is Shura Dvisham, very important word. Shura means devotee, and those Dvisham means envious. So whoever is envious of devotee, the Supreme Lord has appeared as a time to devour all of that, all of them. So I'm requesting, can you cite one or two occasions where Krishna is indicated or represented as a Kal Rupa?
The battlefield, the Kurukshetra battlefield. in specific, Prabhuji?
Huh?
Are you asking very specific examples?
Yeah, some specific example where Krishna is cited as a time.
Like in the battlefield,
Yeah.
Kurukshetra, he is being cited like that.
Kalo Asmin, yes. In 11th chapter, right?
I
When
don't.
Krishna, yeah, when Krishna is showing universal form, then there he says Arjun that as a devouring time, I'm going to devour everyone who is against the religious principle.
So it's in, I think it's in 32 sloka, 11th chapter.
Yes. I don't remember the sloka, but in 11th chapter, Krishna is being cited as a time. Krishna is saying
Yeah.
that Kalo
Kal-
Asmi Aham.
Kalasmi Lokakshya.
Yeah, look,
Uh,
yes.
Yeah.
So one question here, Prabhuji. So Krishna is the time himself, and we are talking about eliminating the envy from the world. I mean, even the devotees are not going there, or they will also part of the material world.
Mother, you are breaking. I don't know. Some other I didn't catch everything.
So Prabhu, let me try repeating it. So I'm just saying that here we are saying Krishna is all devouring time. He eliminates the envy of Suradvisham, that is our envious to the Suras.
Uh-huh.
So even if you look, I mean, everyone will depart from this material world, whether it is Sura or Asura. Why in particular here we are calling as all devouring time only against the Suradvisha?
So you are saying that everybody has to die. Why it is mentioned about Sur Dvisham?
Yeah.
Because Supreme Personality of Godhead is still on the planet, and the battlefield of Kurukshetra has just finished. So Supreme Lord has incarnated to basically annihilate all the miscreant.
Mm.
So he is citing just the battlefield which was just finished.
Mm. Okay.
So that is one example. Think about there are other examples too. We just finished that discussion also, and that is in context of Yudhishthira Maharaj too. So if you can remember, please remember there were there are many instances, okay, where Krishna is cited as a time. So nispaditam devakrityam avishyasam pratikshate twadivam avesha advam bhaved yavad iheshwaraha. Then he's saying that you have seen some, but wait. Narad Muni is saying, wait for more to come. Okay, and then he's referring here that Supreme Personality of Godhead, before he will depart, all of the Yadu dynasty, they are going to fight among themselves, and then they will be annihilated. So he didn't, our acharyas are saying that Narad Muni didn't directly tell that this is not the end of it. There are more to come. And Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has incarnated to fix the problem. So wait, there are more, coming. So don't get, basically. So very formally here, Narad Muni is making the point that who is cause of my suffering. We have given a presentation, and in the previous chapter, 11th chapter, we had talked about it. When Yudhishthira Maharaj again got lamented because he thought that this whole fight happened because of he had to be the king. So he is again lamenting, right? And then Krishna took him to Bhispitama, and Bhispitama is talking to uh, Yudhishthira Maharaj. And there also, Bhispitama is saying that this is nothing but at a time Krishna is devouring. So you don't cry, This is happening because of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a time is controlling everything. So there are many examples in the scripture where Krishna has been cited as a all-devouring time who is devouring the miscreants. परित्राणाय साधुना विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि जुगे जुगे. Every yuga, Bhagavan is saying that I come for this purpose. Save the devotee and annihilate the miscreant. So similar citation is being given here. Gopal Prabhu, did you raise your hand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Prabhu, is that there an instance when Arjuna asks, how do you know about this being told to the sun god. That time he tells about that he knows everything because of the time, something like he, I mean, that I am time, I can remember everything and things like that at that time too.
Is there evidence of?
No, at that time also he did he not mention that he is a time and he knows everything, but nobody else can remember. Arjuna cannot remember all his previous lifetimes, but he can.
Yes. Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
I'm saying that is also an instance. There is also an instance when he.
Oh, you are giving the. I see. Yeah. Yes. As a time. Yeah. As eternal time. I know past, present, and future. Yes. I see what you point. Yes. That's also a good example.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's what I want to say, Prabhu. Yeah.
No. Yeah. That's a good example. So, after consoling Yudhishthir Maharaj, Narada Muni departs, and then the discussion is given that they went into the forest and they were engaged in Ashtanga yoga. We talked about it. We had a lot of discussion why they were qualified to do only Ashtanga yoga, and then he departed. So that's how this chapter begins, and from next week we'll start the next discussion. So I would like to give a pause. You can read. This is just the translation. You can just read the translation and find out what that's the essence. Finally, they departed. They merged into Supreme Personality of Godhead because they were doing Ashtanga Yoga. So when you perform Ashtanga Yoga, your destination is merging in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So this is the teaching, coming from Bhagavad Gita. So I'm sure you all are aware with that. They did not perform devotional service, both aunt and uncle. And I did not see any mention about Queen Kunti here.
In the
That's
next
how this chapter begins.
in the next verses, it's talking about Vidura, who will go on pilgrimage.
Yeah, Vidura will go to pilgrimage, yes. Yeah, Vidura Maharaj will go to pilgrimage, right. You're right.
The question I have, Prabhu, is that
Yes, Prabhuji.
that you said a few times that since they did not perform devotional service, that they did Ashtanga yoga. So is that a common theme that people who do Ashtanga yoga have not performed, or because they are not qualified to perform devotional service at that time in their lives? Because even for Ashtanga yoga, you have to be really qualified
Yes.
to do
Yeah.
it, because you have to pass through the Nishkam Karma Yoga process to be actually the Ashtanga yogi. You cannot just directly take Ashtanga yogi or Gyan yogi, according to Bhagavad Gita.
You are right. So it's not necessary that everybody will take the Ashtanga Yoga process. That's true. Not everybody. I mean, there are people who don't take any process, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That means they are not even qualified to uh, do Ashtanga Yoga. And you're also right that Ashtanga Yoga is not something very easy. If we see the yoga ladder, a
Yeah.
Karma Khandi person who are engaged in sense gratification, from there they elevate and come to the stage of Sakam Karmi, where
Yes.
they are engaged in prescribed duty of Varnashram Dharma.
Yes.
And through engagement in Sakam Karma, by engaging in prescribed duty, sufficient purification happens, then they come to the stage of Niskam. And
Exactly.
when Niskam Karma Yoga is performed, then the knowledge appears. By performance of Niskam Karma Yoga type 2, the Gyan will come, and that knowledge will lead to the stage of Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashtanga Yoga is not a very ordinary, or not a stage where by default everybody falls, but also we have to understand that Dhṛtarāṣṭra is not an ordinary person. He had, although maybe he was envious, but he had association of Supreme Lord. He has seen the Supreme Lord. He had, all the great personality like Bhismitama, Dhṛtarāṣṭra around him. Okay, so he had understanding of what is right and what is wrong, but due to illusion, due to attachment, moha, he chose wrong path. But when time came and all the illusion, all the attachment, the source of attachment that he had, when that was removed, when Vidura came and imparted the knowledge and enlightened him, then he was restored to
Mm.
his original position. But at the same time, he has done so much offenses against the devotee that Supreme Lord didn't award him the pure devotional service, because in pure devotional service you have Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, and fourth one is Anartha Nivritti. And this,
Another
so these four stages are very beginning stage of bhakti. So unless and until one does not surpass the Anartha Nivritti, the nishtha, the firm conviction in the process of devotional service doesn't come. Nishtha is the fourth stage. Anything below is still, very much preparing to start cooking, So you are right. Not everybody is qualified to do the Ashtanga Yoga. So even when I read it, I was also surprised that, oh my gosh, at least Dhṛtarāṣṭra merged into the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right?
Right.
And he performed Ashtanga Yoga, but he had that qualification. He was not completely ignorant. He was not the one who did not know about the spiritual truth. He knew about it. All the personalities, he was educated under, same system where other people were educated. So he had all of that. But the reason was that somehow or other, he was too caught with the affection that he has with his sons, and that was the cause of him making offenses at the feet of devotee, trying to burn Pandavas, kill them, give them poison, all of that. And that's why he was not qualified for pure devotional service. But as soon as I said, those attachments, source of attachment were removed, Vidura coming and telling, and at some point he accepted that itself shows some degree of advancement. There are people, you keep on going to their door, keep on knocking, educated people, and they would never believe that they are not this body. They think, no, we are this body, this is my last life. So Vidura taught Dhṛtarāṣṭra, and Dhṛtarāṣṭra got the teaching. That itself shows that he has enough advancement.
Okay.
Plus all the association that he had. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kohe, Law Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoye. Associating with devotees, you can take the example of Sisupal. What Sisupal did? Sisupal was basically always envious of Krishna. But when Krishna killed him, he merged into body of Krishna. Why? Because Krishna himself was present there. When we study Brihad Bhagavatam, Amrita, and other, literature, it says that ultimate salvation of the living entity happen only when they take the shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. All other mukti are, Sayujya mukti or temporary liberation. The final liberation only can be awarded by Krishna. So when somebody is leaving the body in front of Krishna, then that person has to have the higher destination. So Dhṛtarāṣṭra has seen Krishna. Also please, who heard the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, Dhṛtarāṣṭra heard.
Prabhuji, that makes him very, very qualified. Dhṛtarāṣṭra
I mean,
is the one.
He didn't act on it, but he heard it.
he didn't act on it. You're right, but he is the one who heard entire 18th chapter, right? 700 verses, right?
Yep.
He heard from Sanjay.
Right.
So in one sense, if you see, on the other hand, Arjun is hearing, and then we have Dhritarashtra who is hearing from Sanjay. So he has that knowledge base. After losing everything, he knew that Krishna is the supreme. He knew Krishna is the supreme Lord, no doubt about it. He knew
Yes.
from the very beginning. That awareness itself is very higher stage. But again, due to illusion and attachment that he had, he thought that okay, maybe this time something will happen and my son will become victorious. That little bit asha
Mhm.
kept on,
Desired.
inspiring, yeah, a little bit desire, kept on, letting him go that one day something will happen and my son will turn. He thought, oh, if Krishna doesn't agree to fight, here is the victory. So in every situation, he was trying to see victory for his sons because of the attachment. Oh, okay, I'm so happy now. Krishna is not going to fight. He knew that Krishna is Supreme Lord. If he is going to fight, he will just in a minute vanquish everything. But he thought, oh, now Krishna is not fighting, so maybe my sons can conquer Pandavas and become the king. So yes, little
Thank
bit
you, Prabhu.
desire, little
Thank
bit
you so much.
desire that he had kept on, you know, letting him go. But the question that you ask is very, practical question. Can everybody start Astanga Yoga? Answer is no. But Dhritarashtra can do because Dhritarashtra has all that knowledge. I don't know. I mean, we are even going to be liberated. I don't know. Hope Krishna will do something. But merging and all that. That's why uh, we should not unnecessarily sometimes criticize the other followers of our other path. We just have our understanding. We respect our understanding, but we don't know who is who. So sometimes an ordinary person might be very elevated person.
Yes. Thank you.
So we didn't talk about the timing. If you have 5 minutes, can we talk about the timing? That's into Mataji. What timing you want? It's back to
Prabhuji,
you now. I'll keep quiet.
so my Sanskrit class starts at 8 o'clock. So maybe can we do like 8:45 to 9:45? Is that doable? Does that work with everyone? Hare
It's
Krishna.
fine with me. It's fine with me. But Ashok Prabhu and I don't know Nadekishore Prabhu if they are.
I am okay.
Yeah, I'm all right. I mean, if I have to leave early, I'll just leave a little early, but I'll get the gist of it. So that's no problem.
Anyway,
I
you
heard.
have they have the vacation this time.
Yeah, the school is off, but I'm taking the classes at the at the Balwar school, Gita classes.
So
for the
Prabhu, what time does your class start?
So I leave I have to be there by 10.
So 9:45 to 10, it's only 15 minutes. Will that be enough for you to go?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I'll manage, so for now.
Yeah, I remember Prabhu had only until 9:15. That's what I
So
remember.
yeah, so it was just because the school was in session, so I had to leave I had to be there by 9:30. I think we'll see what happens this year once we start back.
Okay, so until then we can do this
Yeah.
timing. Then we
Yeah.
can discuss again. Maybe I will discontinue Sanskrit class.
No. I think no, Mataji, we should be all together. So I'll try my best to adjust.
Thank you so very much, Prabhu. So 8:45 to 9:45, Prabhuji.
I'm fine, Mataji. I have Sunday. I have time. I can do whatever serve you best or serve everybody the best. You all look at your conflict and give me the time. I'm fine even 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
But Prabhu,
anytime.
one thing is that if we move the Sunday fest to lunchtime, then what's going to happen with the people who are going to be serving, cooking in the kitchen and all that? So that we have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
That is a
Right.
bigger discussion, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that thing I think we have to see. I don't think daytime will have good crowd. That's my understanding.
But I
The
think
time,
since we have discussed about it before, so we have to give
yeah,
it a try. Maybe this summer, and then see how things go, and then
right,
let's work on it for 6 months or so.
Yeah, and if that happens, we can shift our class to evening also.
right.
So,
Yeah.
so for now, can we say, Prabhu, that 8:45 to 9:45, Ramananda Sharan Prabhu and Gopal Gattu Prabhu, is that all right with you?
I'm okay, Mataji. Yes.
No problem, Mataji. We are hearers, so it's fine.
No, everyone is here, Prabhu. So, but we want to hear, right? If it's a conflict for you, then I will not feel good. That for my own sake, I'm causing a disturbance here.
Yeah, no, Mataji. Yeah, we are fine.
Oh,
Thank you.
We are fine.
thank you, Prabhuji. Then other thing is about the homework. Ramacharya Prabhu was reminding us very friendly about the homework all these times. But then I think we have to fix a date when we want to submit so that this keeps going. We are lagging behind. So what do you all think? How should we plan for this, and how should we stay on track of doing our homework and then also reciting the shlokas? Did anyone of us started the homework?
Mataji,
No.
after Radha we'll discuss that point because my complete mind is on, on that one now.
Okay, Prabhuji, we'll do after Rath Yatra then. Let's
Okay.
just that.
Thank you.
So, Prabhuji, do you have class next week? Because everybody will be tired on Saturday. I don't know.
I think Sunday we can do class, Prabhu. Let's keep it, Prabhu, because we have missed the classes. And let's see. Let's for now.
No. The thing is, myself and Ramireddy, both we have to go on Sunday also in the morning for cleaning of vessels.
Okay.
Can we
No,
go?
I'll be going to Chicago, Prabhu, for dropping DTs.
You are not going. So Sachibran Prabhu is going.
No. I mean, yeah, he is coming with me.
So
He is
let me
coming
know,
with me.
Prabhu. I thought that I'm open either way. Whatever. If you all want me to do, I'll try to manage. I'll be busy too, but I can manage because we have missed 2 or 3 classes. So I'm fine. Whatever works with all of you.
Prabhu will be tired very much. So Sunday a bit difficult.
We can do another day. Can we do another day instead of Sunday?
And also Sunday feast also might be there because around 35 people are coming. So Gopeswar Prabhu was telling there are some devotees are visiting. So on Sunday, he said either Sunday or Monday. I said, so Monday is a bit difficult working day. Sunday only will fix it. So if that's the case, Sunday feast also may happen. Today we'll discuss that problem.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Dasindu Mataji, you can do Pranams Mantra, Vaishnava Pranams Mantra. Then we can.
Pancha kalpataru Tanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Assembled Bhaktavrind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ramacharya Prabhu ki jai.
Oh, no. Thank you, Hare Krishna. All good.